Welcome back to 6 and 6, where we cover 6 stories from around the world in 6 minutes or less. With that said, start your timer. Beginning today in Africa, where a cyclone originating in the Indian Ocean has caused major damage to multiple countries and overseas territories. From BBC, quote, Cheeto hit Mozambique on the 15th of December with winds of 260 kilometers per hour and 250 millimeters of rainfall in the first 24 hours. The same cyclone had first wreaked havoc in the French Indian Ocean territory of Mayotte before moving on to Mozambique, Malawi, and Zimbabwe. In Mozambique, the storm struck the northern provinces that are regularly battered by cyclones. It first reached Cabo Delgado, then traveled further inland to Nesia and Nampala. End quote. Though the response has been quick, many are still waiting to receive some form of assistance from the various government agencies involved in the recovery efforts. Next, we look to North America, where Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has lost the confidence of his party by ineffectively leading the nation. From Reuters, quote, the Canadian Broadcasting Corps said more than 50 Liberal members of the Parliament from Ontario, the most populous of the 10 provinces that the party's main stronghold, held a call on Saturday and agreed Trudeau had to step down. Quote, there is no alternative but to have the leadership group change now. Legislator Chada Arya, a Liberal, traditionally a Trudeau loyalist, told the CBC on Sunday. As of last Friday, only 8 legislators had publicly demanded that Trudeau quit, end quote. Though the Prime Minister shows no signs of stepping down, multiple colleagues have urged a change before the scheduled elections next year. Next, across the Pacific in Asia, we go to Tibet, where the local population has been told that they will be forcibly removed to make way for the building of some dams. From BBC, quote, in the past, the Chinese government has been quick to stamp out resistance to authority, especially in the Tibetan territory, where it is sensitive to anything that could potentially feed separatist sentiment. It was no different this time. Authorities swiftly launched their crackdown, arresting hundreds of people at protests while also raiding homes across the valley, according to one of their sources. One unverified but widely shared clip appears to show Chinese policemen shoving a group of monks on a road in what is thought to be an arrest operation. End quote. We next journey south to New Zealand, where the Cook Islands leadership are attempting to break away from the nation. From Reuters, quote, New Zealand has rejected a proposal by the Cook Islands, a self-governing nation in free association with the larger Pacific country, to allow the creation of its own passports and citizenship, but said it could discuss independence. A spokesperson for New Zealand's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Winston Peters, said in a statement late Sunday that a separate passport, citizenship, and membership of the United Nations are only available to fully independent and sovereign countries. As such, the Cook Islands could access these while it remains in free association with New Zealand and would need to become fully independent for it to do so, the spokesperson said. End quote. Coming to Europe, where a recent attack in Germany has left the country feeling torn during this holiday season. From BBC, Modernburg's Christmas market is a sad sight. This should have been the busiest weekend of the season, but the whole area has been cordoned off and all the stands are shut. On Saturday evening, around the same time as the square in front of Modernburg's Gothic Cathedral was filled with mourners watching a memorial service, a demonstration took place nearby. Protesters held a banner that read, "Remigration Now," a concept popular among the far right, and shouted, quote, "Those who do not love Germany should leave Germany," end quote. Just a little bit of clarification. Reporting has actually come out now that the shooter may have actually been more sympathetic to the far right or the right-leaning party within the country of Germany. So more details are coming, and you should obviously keep up on this one. The links will be in the description to read this article, but also to go to the BBC page to see the most recent reporting. We finish our stories in South Africa, where a Chilean mining company is planning to source the water necessary to run its operation from third-party companies rather than natural sources. From Reuters, quote, Chilean miner Codelico, sorry if I'm mispronouncing, has requested an environmental permit to extend the life of its Gabriela Minstrel copper mine. The world's biggest copper mine aims to extend the mine's lifespan beyond 2028 to 2055 and end its use of domestic land-based water in 2035. Water is essential for multiple copper mining processes, and many mines in Chile, the world's leading copper producer, increasingly pump seawater to direct their operations and to move away from using water from lakes, rivers, and reservoirs. End quote. And of course, like I said, if you want to read any of today's articles, all the links will be in the description below the like and subscribe button. Also down there, you can find the link to the podcast that comes out on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That is US centric. It is 30 minutes, a little bit more in depth. We still have articles that we go through, give quotes, but it's a little bit different. And then if you want to check out the Twitter tirade, it comes out every Tuesday and Thursday over at the Twitter handle @YourDailyFlip. But with all that said, thank you for joining me for this episode of 6 and 6. And there's only one more thing to say. Stay safe. Don't die.